Hi everybody, my name is Divya. I'm a JP Stevens alum, class of 2010. After JP Stevens, I actually attended Rutgers University, majored in finance and minored in mathematics, and I just recently graduated there last year. And for over a year, I've now been working at an investment bank called Deutsche Bank, which is a German investment bank. There, I'm in a group called Supply Chain Finance, which is a client-facing side offering finance products for our clients in various industries. So my job entails me to really interact with the clients. I get to travel. Working in the real world is different than the experiences that you have in high school or college, just because there's no more studying. One, it's great, but at the same time, there are a lot of things that you're learning on the job, so it is different. You can't open up a textbook and then find the answer there or cram for an exam. It's more your own personal skills and everything that you've learned from throughout your life plus college that you have to just use on the job. And that's what's completely different about it. It's all those characteristics that you build up. That's what matters. FBLA, and even when applying to colleges, what they are looking for are people who are leaders. That's the one big thing that even companies look for when they're looking for candidates. Leadership qualities, being organized, all those qualities that you're writing on your college resumes, all of that actually matters in the real life, because those are the qualities that end up making you the person who you are and end up making you good at the job that you want or are striving for. In order to pursue a career in finance, I believe that you really should be a hard worker. Not just finance, but business in general. It takes someone who's very passionate for what they do, hardworking, and they have to be able to kind of use their experiences, also think outside the box to come up with different solutions. Personally, for me, when I joined at Rutgers, I went into the business school for finance, and I knew that what companies look for when they're hiring, they're looking for that leadership skills, exactly what you end up doing in high school. So leadership skills, joining clubs like FBLA. They also want to see, of course, high grades, and you should keep that going. But on top of that, people at the companies that want to hire you, they're also looking for, did you have any work experience? So trying to build that up. I know many people say you should start maybe sophomore year of college or junior year of college, but I kind of think that's too late, which is why I started my freshman summer. You should just, even if it's small, you have to have some type of work experience, and that's what I did. So I started freshman summer doing something, also worked part-time throughout my college career tutoring. So being able to show that you're a well-rounded person, even though you may not have a 4.0 GPA, it has dipped a little. As long as you show that, hey, I've been doing something else on the side, that really pushes me to show that I'm a well-rounded person. It's not just me opening up a book and studying all the time. That's what they're looking for, and that's what you should be doing as well. So keeping up the grades, but at the same time, showing that work experience, internships, joining organizations like FBLA. I do want to get my MBA in the future, which is going to be a few years down the road, but right now it's only been a little over a year. I definitely want to get more exposure where I am. How my company works is we do a rotation program for the first year, so I'm essentially in my role for the past 3 months, gotten to go to many client visits around the United States. It's great, but I definitely need to get more exposure to that, and hopefully I'll do that for a few years and then pursue an MBA. So in college, you'll hear many of the main majors such as accounting, finance, economics, supply chain management, marketing even. Business is very varied. You can do anything you want. I'm in one field called finance, which probably many of you have heard because there's investment banking. We had the financial crisis, which had to deal with a lot of these banks, with the stock market, real estate prices, etc. But then you also have, if you want to do marketing, you have marketing, which is also an important aspect to many companies out there. It depends. It's very diverse, and you can go into anything. You can even be an entrepreneur in that and come up with your own idea. And that's exactly why being someone who's hardworking yet trying to think outside the box is very important, because you just don't need someone who can do the job. You want to be able to do something more innovative with your inner characteristics that you have, and you want to be able to push to build something new. For me, I don't think I would have done anything different in high school, just because if you're in these clubs like you are sitting right here in front of me, you're doing the right thing. I mean, I'm sure you're keeping your grades up, but you also need the well-roundedness to apply to these colleges. So you're trying to be a leader in these organizations, and I did that too. I used to be an FBLA, which was something that pushed me to keep pursuing my business career in college. So when I was in high school, I was in FBLA, but I also wanted to become a doctor. I wanted to go and pursue the sciences, which I realized after applying to many med schools that I did not want to do science, and realized, okay, I really like business. I kind of have the characteristics, I can talk to people. I'm like kind of client facing in terms of me. I'm able to talk to others. So I realized I'd rather go into the business side. So I really wanted to do finance, work more with the markets, things like that, which is why I ended up going to Rutgers for my finance degree, and ended up getting an internship with Deutsche Bank, and now I'm there full time. Going from a college setting to the working life is very different. It takes a while. It takes a few months to get adjusted to it in the beginning. In college, you're always with your peers. You have peers of your own age that you're studying with, you're hanging out with, and the only time you really talk to anyone older are your professors when you're in class, when you're asking them questions, etc. But in working life, or when you're working anywhere you are, you're interacting with someone who's older than you, and you're directly reporting to them. So every day they are actually seeing what you're doing, how you're doing it, and they're reporting on that, giving you feedback. So you always have to be on your game. Always, put your game face on. You can't be slacking off just because of how the work environment is. You have the work environment that you're in. It's different. Like I said, you have people younger than you, people older than you. So you have to find that balance in between and how to be able to relate to everyone who you're working with. But those skills that you were developing in college, those all come into play when you're at work. There won't be all of that studying anymore. It's more on the job learning, taking a lot of notes during meetings and stuff like that, so that you really understand what's happening, and then asking a lot of questions right after any meetings or talking to anybody, because you also have to show that you're interested. It's not just like you're sitting in a classroom and listening to your professor. No, it's you proving to everyone there that you belong there and you really are passionate about where you are.